Web3 Bridge Cohort 9, sponsored by Base.
Hi guys, it's James, and I'm here to talk about my week 11 at Web3 Bridge. So, week 11, we delved into advanced solidity, and we were taught the diamond standard. And what the diamond standard is like, it's an upgradeable contract. So the way smart contract works is once you deploy them, they are immutable, which means you cannot change the code. But now, what upgradable contracts do to us is, even though we can't change the code, even though we cannot change the code in our smart contract, we can decide to separate the storage from the code. And we'll now, instead of putting everything as one, we'll make sure we have a pointer in our main smart contract that points to the code. And this way, we'll have a function in our smart contract that can enable us to change the code smart contract. Which means if you decide not to use that code logic again, you can just decide to dispose it and deploy another one, connect it back to the main smart contract. And normally, we have the native way of doing that is through a transparent proxy contract, which means you only have your storage, then the code. And that way, you can only change, even though you change the code you cannot use it to scale because there's a 24 kilobytes size limit to which contracts can do, and that might limit you in some kind of ways. But then the diamond standard gives you a way to write unlimited code logics for your contracts, because how it works is you have the storage and then you have a facets. So each code logic is called a facet, and you store those facets you store the function selectors in your smart contracts, and anytime you need it, the smart contract goes to itself, looks for the function selector that was passed, and finds the logic, which means you can have 5 to 6 different code logics all connected to one smart contract. And if you ever hit the 24 kilobyte size, you can just decide to modularize your code, which is like splitting them into micro codes and all connect them to the same smart contract. And what gives us this access is because even though our contract has a code limit, it does not have there's no limit to storage. Storage size is unlimited, and that way you're not adding code logic to your main smart contract. You're only adding function selectors to it, and which is inside the state, not the logic. And we were able to explore how it works. We were able to use it to build some contracts, and it was a very good way of, we really learned a good way to upgrade our smart contracts, and that's a very interesting topic.
Week 11, we looked at diamond standard, which was quite a lot. So in diamond standard, we were introduced to things like diamond storage and app storage. We were introduced to things like the facets, the looper, the facet cuts. So I think the way diamond standard works is just by simple, it uses delegate call. Delegate call works in the sense that if I'm trying to interact with my own contract, my contract doesn't have the functions. The functions is another contract. So I'm going to call that contract function, but it's going to update my own storage. So that's how delegate call works. And that's the main idea behind Diamond Standard. So Diamond Standard has something called Diamond Storage, or app storage. But let's just break down Diamond Storage. Diamond Storage is where every storage of each of those facets, now those contracts, other contracts that have functionalities, where their state variables are stored. It's stored in the diamond storage, and they have to be in a particular order of the way they were stored in the facet slot. So if, for instance, we have name variable in slot 0 in a particular facet, it has to appear in the same format in the diamond storage, so that if I'm calling the name on the diamond storage, it's going to go to slot 0 and do a delegate call on that facet and bring back the result on my own storage.
It was quite interesting. We built 4 years 20 tokens, diamond standard 4 years 20 tokens. Yes, 721. And then now, remember our marketplace, NFT marketplace from last week, we also turned it into diamond. And that was literally what we did. Learning the new concept about diamond standard, the use cases and how interesting it is. So educative, and I'm so thankful to our mentor, to Dan, for taking us through the whole process. We are grateful to Adam. Thank you.
Web3 Bridge Cohort 9, sponsored by Base.